Picture this. The age of dinosaurs is over. Most are dead. The few that survive are trapped on isolated islands near the equator. The world has moved on, but one woman is about to make the biggest mistake of her life. She's going back, and what she finds will make her wish she never left. This is Jurassic World Rebirth. 5 years after the dinosaurs returned, humanity thought it was over. The Neo-Jurassic Age proved lethal to these ancient creatures. They couldn't survive in our modern world. The air is different. The radiation is different. Everything has changed. But here's the twist. A few species cling to life on isolated tropical islands near the equator, places where the climate mirrors their ancient world. Warm, oxygen-rich, perfect for survival. Meet Zora Bennett, former Special Operations, a woman who specializes in extractions and retrievals, the kind of jobs that get people killed. And she just lost her best friend Booker in Yemen, a car bomb. Nothing quick about it. Zora's done. She wants out of the life. But then a woman named Martin Krebs approaches her in New York, works for Parker Genix, a pharmaceutical company. They need someone who can procure things, someone untroubled by legal or ethical implications. The job? Dinosaurs. Zora laughs it off. They're all dead or dying, right? Wrong. Krebs explains that certain species survive on a few islands, and Parker Genix needs blood samples from living dinosaurs, 3 specific species. Why? They're developing a drug called paleodioxin, derived from the largest dinosaur species on record. Computer models suggest it could prevent heart disease for an average of 20 years. 20% of the world dies from heart disease. This drug could be worth trillions. But there's a catch. They can't synthesize the DNA. They need samples from living creatures, and those creatures live in a no-go zone. Every government on Earth has outlawed travel to these islands. The payment? $10 million with 6 zeros, not including the 1 in 10. Zora needs a number. She needs to know this is real, and when Krebs confirms it, Zora's in. But there's another catch. They're bringing a civilian, a paleontologist named Dr. Henry Loomis. Dr. Loomis runs a failing dinosaur observatory. Nobody cares about these creatures anymore. Attendance is down. They sold 12 tickets all last week. 5 years ago, you'd wait hours just to get in. But Krebs and Zora show up with an offer. Come with us. See these animals in their natural habitat, not in some zoo or wandering lost through city streets. The real thing. Loomis hesitates. What they're proposing is illegal, dangerous, but Krebs appeals to his passion. These animals deserve better, and this research could save millions of human lives. Loomis agrees. Next, they need a boat. Enter Duncan Kincaid and his crew. Duncan initially refuses, too risky for his vessel, but after some negotiation and doubling his fee, he's convinced. His boat, his rules. The crew includes Duncan's partner and Bobby Atwater, former MARSOC, handling security. They also bring along sophisticated darting equipment designed by Loomis. These darts collect blood samples and self-eject when full, shooting into the air like model rockets with parachutes. Their targets? 3 colossal species. The Mosasaurus, a massive marine reptile, the Titanosaurus, an 11-ton land-based sauropod, and the Quetzalcoatlus, a pterosaur with a 30-foot wingspan. Each species lived over a century before genetic modification. Their hearts held the secret to longevity, and Parker Genix wants that secret. But here's what Loomis doesn't tell them right away. The island they're headed to? It was a laboratory, a place where InGen conducted experimental crossbreeding, creating hybrid dinosaurs, engineered entertainments for theme parks. The ones that were too malformed or dangerous, they abandoned them here. This isn't just a nature preserve, it's an island of genetic freaks.
They set sail across the Atlantic. The team settles into an uneasy rhythm. Duncan and Zora share a history. They served together. They've seen the worst of humanity, and they both know this job is their ticket out. Loomis practices with the darting rifle. He's confident at first, but Zora shows him what it's really like. The boat rocking, spray in your face, closing distance with a creature that could swallow you whole. Loomis quickly defers to Zora. She'll take the shot. Meanwhile, another boat crosses their path. A family. Reuben, his wife Teresa, and their children Isabella and Xavier. They're making a crossing from Barbados to Cape Town, homeschooling on the water, living the dream. Until they're not. Something massive moves beneath the surface. Not dolphins, no fins, just shadows. Reuben recognizes the shape, Mosasaurus. He orders everyone inside, tries to outrun it, but it's too fast. The creature attacks. Teresa falls overboard. Reuben dives after her. The boat crashes into shallow rocks. The family scrambles to survive. Xavier is separated in the chaos. They make it to shore, but they're stranded, and the Mosasaurus isn't alone. Strange amphibious creatures emerge from the water, hybrids, mutations created in the lab. They hunt in packs, and they're helping the Mosasaurus. Mutualism, Loomis later explains. These creatures evolved to hunt together. One provides mobility on land, the other dominates the water. Together, they're unstoppable. Back on Zora's boat, they pick up a distress call. Duncan wants to ignore it. They're 3 minutes from the Mosasaurus, tens of millions of dollars on the line. But Zora overrides him. It's her charter, her boat. They're going to help. They find the family, traumatized but alive. The boat is destroyed. Xavier is shaken. Isabella is silent. Reuben is injured, but they're breathing. That's what matters. Then the tracker lights up. The Mosasaurus is here. 2 signals. One is the creature, the other is their boat's echo. No, wait, it's not an echo. There are 2 of them. The hunt is on. Zora arms the darting rifle. The boat speeds alongside the creature. Massive, ancient, terrifying. Bobby spots it, calls out distances, 15 meters, 10 meters. Zora fires. The dart hits, penetrates the thick hide, self-ejects into the air. Parachute deploys. They retrieve the sample. 1 down, 2 to go. But then the amphibious creatures return. They swarm the boat. Bobby fires at them. The Mosasaurus rams the vessel. The family screams. Zora orders everyone to hold on. And then Bobby is gone, dragged overboard, vanished beneath the surface. Duncan pushes the engines to maximum. They make it to shallow water. The Mosasaurus can't follow. They're safe, for now. But Bobby is dead, and the mission just became personal. They beach the boat. No choice, it's wrecked. Reuben's leg is injured. Teresa is dead. The kids are traumatized, and now they're all stuck on an island full of genetic nightmares. Krebs insists they continue the mission. They have 1 sample, they need 2 more, and there's a backup plan. Krebs hired an extraction team to monitor their radio frequency. If they go silent for 24 hours, a helicopter will do a flyby at sunset tomorrow, exactly 2 minutes. If they're not at the designated helipad, the chopper leaves. That's tomorrow, which means they need to move now. Loomis spots warm pipes, geothermal energy. They lead toward the village complex marked on the satellite maps. Maybe there's a radio. Maybe there's help. Maybe they can survive this. Xavier wants to smoke weed to calm down. It's a joke, mostly. The tension is unbearable, but they push forward. The jungle is dense, hostile. Every shadow could be death. They follow the pipes. Loomis explains the island's history. This was Site B, a research facility for InGen. They bred hybrid dinosaurs here, cross-breeding species, creating attractions for Jurassic World. But some experiments went wrong. Malformed creatures, too aggressive, too strange. InGen couldn't euthanize them. Each creature cost $72 million. So they abandoned them, left them to die or survive, whatever happened first. That was 20 years ago, and these creatures are still here. As night falls, they reach the village. It's deserted, old buildings, overgrown vegetation, but the geothermal generator kicks on. Lights flicker, and that's when they realize this place isn't deserted at night. It's a hunting ground. Creatures pour out of the darkness, hybrids, mutations, things that shouldn't exist. The team runs, barricades themselves in a lab building. They find safety behind locked doors, but for how long? Loomis discovers computers still running, files still accessible. He pieces together the truth. These creatures are failed experiments, genetic abominations. They were supposed to be controlled, predictable, but life finds a way, and now they're apex predators. Morning comes, the creatures retreat. The team has a decision: continue the mission or find a way off this island. Krebs argues for the mission. They're so close. 2 samples left, millions of dollars, billions of lives saved. Loomis agrees, reluctantly, but Zora makes a promise. They find the family first, then they get the samples, then they all leave together. No one gets left behind. They beach the boat. No choice, it's wrecked. Ruben's leg is injured, Teresa is dead, the kids are traumatized, and now they're all stuck on an island full of genetic nightmares. Krebs insists they continue the mission. They have one sample, they need 2 more, and there's a backup plan. Krebs hired an extraction team to monitor their radio frequency. If they go silent for 24 hours, a helicopter will do a flyby at sunset tomorrow, exactly 2 minutes. If they're not at the designated helipad, the chopper leaves. That's tomorrow, which means they need to move now. Loomis spots warm pipes, geothermal energy. They lead toward the village complex marked on the satellite maps. Maybe there's a radio, maybe there's help, maybe they can survive this. Xavier wants to smoke weed to calm down. It's a joke, mostly. The tension is unbearable, but they push forward. The jungle is dense, hostile. Every shadow could be death. They follow the pipes. Loomis explains the island's history. This was Site B, a research facility for InGen. They bred hybrid dinosaurs here, cross-breeding species, creating attractions for Jurassic World. But some experiments went wrong. Malformed creatures, too aggressive, too strange. InGen couldn't euthanize them. Each creature cost $72 million. So they abandoned them, left them to die or survive, whatever happened first. That was 20 years ago, and these creatures are still here. As night falls, they reach the village. It's deserted, old buildings, overgrown vegetation, but the geothermal generator kicks on. Lights flicker, and that's when they realize this place isn't deserted at night. It's a hunting ground. Creatures pour out of the darkness, hybrids, mutations, things that shouldn't exist. The team runs, barricades themselves in a lab building. They find safety behind locked doors, but for how long? Loomis discovers computers still running, files still accessible. He pieces together the truth. These creatures are failed experiments, genetic abominations. They were supposed to be controlled, predictable, but life finds a way, and now they're apex predators. Morning comes, the creatures retreat. The team has a decision: continue the mission or find a way off this island. Krebs argues for the mission. They're so close. 2 samples left, millions of dollars, billions of lives saved. Loomis agrees, reluctantly, but Zora makes a promise. They find the family first, then they get the samples, then they all leave together. No one gets left behind. They beach the boat. No choice, it's wrecked. Ruben's leg is injured, Teresa is dead, the kids are traumatized, and now they're all stuck on an island full of genetic nightmares. Krebs insists they continue the mission. They have 1 sample, they need 2 more, and there's a backup plan. Krebs hired an extraction team to monitor their radio frequency. If they go silent for 24 hours, a helicopter will do a flyby at sunset tomorrow, exactly 2 minutes. If they're not at the designated helipad, the chopper leaves. That's tomorrow, which means they need to move now. Loomis spots warm pipes, geothermal energy. They lead toward the village complex marked on the satellite maps. Maybe there's a radio, maybe there's help, maybe they can survive this. Xavier wants to smoke weed to calm down. It's a joke, mostly. The tension is unbearable, but they push forward. The jungle is dense, hostile. Every shadow could be death. They follow the pipes. Loomis explains the island's history. This was Site B, a research facility for InGen. They bred hybrid dinosaurs here, cross-breeding species, creating attractions for Jurassic World. But some experiments went wrong. Malformed creatures, too aggressive, too strange. InGen couldn't euthanize them. Each creature cost $72 million. So they abandoned them, left them to die or survive, whatever happened first. That was 20 years ago, and these creatures are still here. As night falls, they reach the village. It's deserted, old buildings, overgrown vegetation, but the geothermal generator kicks on. Lights flicker, and that's when they realize this place isn't deserted at night. It's a hunting ground. Creatures pour out of the darkness, hybrids, mutations, things that shouldn't exist. The team runs, barricades themselves in a lab building. They find safety behind locked doors, but for how long? Loomis discovers computers still running, files still accessible. he pieces together the truth. These creatures are failed experiments, genetic abominations. They were supposed to be controlled, predictable, but life finds a way, and now they're apex predators.
Morning comes. The creatures retreat. The team has a decision: continue the mission or find a way off this island. Krebs argues for the mission. They're so close. 2 samples left, millions of dollars, billions of lives saved. Loomis agrees, reluctantly. But Zora makes a promise. They find the family first. Then they get the samples. Then they all leave together. No one gets left behind. They trek toward the Central Valley. Satellite imagery shows a Titanosaurus herd grazing there. These creatures are massive, 11 tons, long necks, gentle giants, herbivores. But herbivores attract carnivores, and this island has plenty. They reach the valley, and there it is, a herd of Titanosaurus, majestic, peaceful, grazing on prehistoric ferns. Loomis is awestruck. This is what he's been dreaming of his entire life: dinosaurs in their natural habitat, not behind glass, not dying in captivity, alive, free. Zora prepares the dart, but then something moves in the brush. A predator, massive, scarred, and hybrid Allosaurus, bigger than it should be, faster, meaner. It charges the herd. The Titanosaurus scatter. Chaos erupts. The Allosaurus targets a juvenile. The herd fights back. It's brutal, primal, nature at its most raw. Zora sees her chance. She fires. The dart hits a Titanosaurus. Bullseye. The sample self-ejects. Parachute deploys. Duncan catches it midair. 2 down, 1 to go. But the Allosaurus isn't done. It turns toward the team, smells them, charges. They run, sprint through the jungle. The creature is relentless. Xavier trips. Ruben pulls him up. They dive into a ravine. The Allosaurus can't follow. Too big, too clumsy. They've escaped, barely, but Xavier is shaken. Isabella is catatonic. They're kids. They shouldn't be here, but they are, and they have to survive. 1 sample left, the Quetzalcoatlus, a pterosaur the size of a giraffe with wings spanning 30 feet. It nests in high cliffs, carved structures in the rock face, crevice nesting. The team reaches the cliffs. It's a climb, vertical, dangerous. Loomis and Zora harness up. Duncan belays. Krebs stays below with the family. They'll wait, hope, pray. The climb is brutal. Loomis struggles. He's a scientist, not a climber. But Zora coaches him, 1 handhold at a time. Don't look down, keep moving. They reach the nest. Inside, eggs, dozens of them, massive, and one is hatching, a baby Quetzalcoatlus, vulnerable, helpless. Loomis prepares the sample kit. They need blood from the embryo. It's delicate work. 1 wrong move and the egg sac ruptures. Then the mother returns. She's massive. Wings blot out the sun. She sees them, intruders, threats to her offspring. She screams, a sound that shakes the cliffs, and she attacks. Zora and Loomis dodge, barely. The creature's fast, agile, deadly. It swoops again, talons extended. Loomis slips, dangles from the rope. Zora grabs him, pulls him up. They retreat deeper into the nest. The Quetzalcoatlus circles above, screaming, enraged, but she can't follow. They reach the bottom, exhausted, battered, but alive. And they have the samples. 3 vials, 3 species, 3 keys to saving millions of lives. But then Loomis asks a question. Who do we give them to? Parker Genix will patent the drug, price it to the sky, make trillions, and 99% of the world won't afford it. Is that justice? Is that science? Zora doesn't have an answer. Not yet. They return to the village. Sunset approaches. The helicopter will arrive soon. 2 minutes. That's all they get. They need to be at the helipad, ready, visible. But Krebs has other plans. He pulls a gun, points it at the family, at Loomis, at Zora. He's not leaving any witnesses. The mission was illegal. The samples are priceless. He can't risk anyone talking. Ruben accuses him. On the boat, when Teresa fell, Krebs didn't try to save her. He let her fall, wanted her dead. Fewer people to split the money, fewer witnesses. Krebs denies it, calls them hysterical. But Xavier backs Ruben's story. So does Isabella, finally speaking, finally fighting back. Zora moves toward Krebs, slowly, carefully. She's trained for this. One wrong move and he fires. But Duncan is faster. He tackles Krebs. They struggle. The gun goes off, misses. Zora grabs the weapon, turns it on Krebs. And then the generator kicks on. The lights. The creatures, they return. Hundreds of them pouring out of the jungle, drawn to the lights, the noise, the movement. The team runs. Again, always running. They barricade themselves in the main lab building. Doors slam shut. Creatures pound against the walls, screeching, clawing, hungry. Inside, they find the central control room, computers, maps, a tunnel system beneath the entire island. It leads to the ocean, to a dock, to a boat, their way out. But the helicopter is almost here. They're out of time. Split up. Loomis and Krebs head to the helipad. Zora and the family head to the tunnels. Duncan provides cover. He's not making it out. He knows it, but he doesn't say it. The helicopter appears, right on schedule, hovers over the helipad. 2 minutes. The pilot scans the ground, sees movement, creatures everywhere. And then he sees Loomis, waving, desperate. The pilot doesn't land, too dangerous, but he lowers a rope ladder. Loomis grabs it, starts climbing. Krebs follows, pushes Loomis aside, climbs faster. Selfish, desperate. But the creatures swarm. They leap, grab the ladder, pull. The helicopter tilts. The pilot struggles, can't hold. The ladder snaps. Krebs and Loomis fall, land hard. The helicopter pulls away, leaves. 2 minutes are up. Loomis is injured, Krebs is unconscious, and the creatures close in. Loomis crawls, drags himself toward the tunnels, toward Zora, toward hope. Meanwhile, Zora and the family race through the tunnels, dark, wet, echoing. They hear creatures behind them, chasing, gaining. Isabella clutches Dolores, a small, harmless dinosaur she befriended, her only comfort. They reach the dock. The boat is there, old but functional. Duncan hotwired it remotely. One last gift. They climb aboard, fire the engine. It sputters, puffs, and roars to life. But the gate is closed, steel bars blocking the exit. Ruben searches for controls, finds a panel, smashes it. Wires spark. The gate shudders, starts to rise. Slowly. Too slowly. Creatures pour into the dock. The hybrid Allosaurus, the amphibious pack, dozens of mutations, all converging. Zora guns the engine. The boat lurches forward, scrapes under the gate. Metal screams. They're through, into the ocean, into open water. Behind them, the island erupts in chaos, creatures fighting each other, feeding, surviving, the way nature intended. They're safe, exhausted, traumatized, but safe. Ruben holds his daughters. Xavier sits in silence. Loomis clutches the sample case. Zora stares at the horizon. And then Loomis asks again, who do we give them to? Parker Genix will weaponize this discovery, make it exclusive, profitable, inaccessible. Is that what they risked their lives for? Is that what Bobby and Teresa died for? Zora makes a decision. They give it to everyone. Open source, no patent, no profit. Every lab in the world gets access. Every country, every person. The drug gets developed by humanity, for humanity. Loomis smiles. For the first time in days, he smiles. It's the right choice, the only choice. Krebs, he didn't make it off the island, and honestly, no one mourns him. Days later, they reach the mainland. The samples are delivered to the World Health Organization, to universities, to independent researchers. The data is published, free, accessible, transparent. Parker Genix sues, threatens, lobbies governments, but the world has the data now. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. Within a year, paleodioxin enters human trials. Within 5 years, it's available globally, affordable, life-saving. 20 million people per year avoid early death from heart disease. Zora retires.
buys a small house by the sea, visits Booker's grave, tells him she finally did something that mattered. Loomis returns to his observatory. Attendance is up. People care about dinosaurs again, not as monsters, not as attractions, but as creatures, survivors, teachers. Reuben, Isabella, and Xavier return home. They're different now, quieter, stronger. They've seen the world at its most brutal, and they survived. And somewhere on a forgotten island, the creatures continue, hunting, breeding, evolving. Life finds a way. It always does. The Neo-Jurassic Age taught humanity a lesson. We don't rule the Earth. We never did. We're just visitors, temporary, fragile. 99.9% of all species that ever existed are now extinct. Survival is a long shot. For dinosaurs, for us, for everyone. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the point isn't to dominate. Maybe it's to coexist, to learn, to adapt. Because every day could be your last, so make it count. Do something that matters. Leave the world better than you found it. And if you ever get the chance to see a dinosaur in the wild, in its natural habitat, not behind glass or wandering lost through streets, take it. Because until you've done that, you're just a person who visits zoos. And trust me, you deserve better than that. This was Jurassic World Rebirth, a story about survival, about choices, about what it means to be human in a world that doesn't care. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button, subscribe for more movie breakdowns, and let me know in the comments, what would you do with those samples? Would you give them away or cash in? See you in the next one.